right. Zoom's been messing with me tonight. It's okay. Oh, you gotta love it. Catch up. Angry face. I got an angry face already. Hey, Suzanne. Hi, Sandy. I'm gonna wait for just a second. Who's sending me angry faces? Somebody's angry? Maybe I should bring you on the call and we can clear that. This will be powerful. The importance and benefits of monitoring and elevating our energetic field. My screen's frozen on Facebook, so what do you know? Thanks for the love. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try and refresh my screen. Zoom's been doing some weird stuff to get me on tonight, so bear with me for just a second and we'll get rocking. I value your time and I want to make this, hey Terry, thank you so much. Love you too. I want to make this worth your while. So I'm going to refresh my screen and see what happens. Okay, cool. I didn't lose all of you. I've never done that before. So, but there's a definite delay from what I'm seeing. So anyway, I'll just roll with it. So the importance and benefits of monitoring and elevating our energetic field. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jeff Cloud, author of the book Waking Up in the Dream and the 30-day transformational course of the same name. I guess in many parts of the world it's Halloween, which there's a lot of energy going on around that. I'm not going to go into that. We've been really duped into the whole meaning and the energetic siphoning of what's going on with that, but I don't want to ruin anybody's good time. So I'm going to stick with the benefits of monitoring and elevating our energetic field. So let's elevate. So real quickly, I want to set an intention. Thank you for the love. And just breathe in. I don't know if everybody created their day today before they got out of bed. I do every morning. Man, it's shifted everything in my life by doing that every morning, setting my intention, going in and loving every single cell, those trillions of cells in your body that have been unconditionally loving you every moment while you were sleeping in what we call the sleeping dream. And now we're in what we call the awakened dream. You know that we're dreaming all the time, right? My beautiful teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, that was one of the first really good wake-up calls I had when I met him in 2001. So giving love to all those trillions of cells gratitude, gratitude, gratitude really teaches you about unconditional love. What we think is unconditional love in relationships is a lot of times a far cry from what our cells are really doing for our body in every moment, and have been since we've been in the womb. Absolutely amazing. So, the dream is backwards. So many people are responding to what's happening out there, and it's actually a mirror for what's going on inside. It's an internal game. We see it actually 180 degrees, the opposite of the way it's happening. And so we've got our individual responsibility for the energies that we're holding within. And then we've got the collective dream that's creating the collective out there. And so when we talk about monitoring and elevating our energetic field, I know it sounds like common sense. A lot of you already know this, but I have to start somewhere. And the goal is to bring as many people up to speed and give some aha moments. So if you already know this, something you can do if you want to stay on as we move forward with the explanation and raise the vibration, you can just hold space and send love and energy to not only everybody on this call, but everybody on the planet and beyond. And then you can tune in and send love to every single cell in your body that's absolutely loving you right now. I love it. Terry says, drinking my first water this morning, I imagine the water lighting up and loving all my cells with appreciation. Brilliant. Brilliantly done. So this is the game that we get to play. And becoming the observer, tuning in and tracking the energy that we're holding, the energy, the vibration, which is responsible for keeping ourselves elevated in a higher frequency, higher timeline, if you want to call it that, out of 3D, the programming of 3D. So again, the entire dream that we were taught is backwards, and that's how they kept us looping. They taught us programs of separation. We were taught in school. We downloaded these programs from our grandparents, our parents. And so the goal and the key to awakening and advancing into these higher timelines is to track the frequencies. Tracking the frequencies. Where am I at right now? Where are my thoughts? So again, being in our heart is really the place to be, obviously. However, there's distractions out there. So the importance of monitoring this is going to determine where we're at. And I'm going to invite a couple people right now. I forgot to do that, so just bear with me. And I will continue to speak and multitask while I'm doing this. So our individual frequency is going to determine where we're vibrating and what we're attracting. Makes sense, right? Right? So let's talk about the loop. Oh, Sandy's feeling unwell. Everybody send Sandy Morgan some love and energy. I love that we can connect like this. Hey, Darla, great to see you. So let's talk about tracking our thoughts and our vibration. So obviously, love, gratitude, compassion, excitement, those are going to be higher vibrational frequencies. When we're running 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day on average, some of these programs start to creep in. And the importance of monitoring and elevating our energetic field comes into play. So, oh, thank you, Suzanne. So, let's talk about tracking the frequencies, and I'll go through this as quickly as I can. Common sense to many, but it's great to get a mirror reflection of this to go, oh, okay, I'm going to lock that in on a little deeper level. That's why I'm doing this. I'm mirroring myself. You know, that's why I wrote the book. I'm mirroring myself from what I learned from my teachers. And everybody is your teacher when you wake up. We love all the loving teachers. And the next thing to do is to love every single person that we judge or that triggers us or that we see in the external world that's doing things that are not in alignment with higher loving frequencies, whether it's, you know, chemtrails, adrenochrome, vaccines. You know the drill. Thank you. You're sending me love bombs. Thank you, Dada. So, beginning to notice our frequency in our body. When I have a judgment now, I've trained myself, I can feel it immediately. It feels sticky. And now I'm to the point, and maybe a lot of you can relate to this, I walk in two different worlds of sharing information. I share the information I'm so passionate about raising frequency, clearing all the things that we picked up energetic-wise growing up and downloaded information-wise from our parents, our grandparents, school system. For me, it was the church, system of religion, the programming of the mainstream media. And if we don't become aware of what our programs are, then it's going to be difficult to dismantle them. And so what ends up happening is we can end up recycling these programs. So when I talk about walking in two worlds, I'm talking about walking in the world of love, kindness, compassion, love, excitement, gratitude, smiling, unconditional love for my cells, music, tuning into the higher frequencies, aligning with like-minded people, aligning with high vibrational food, taking our shoes off and grounding on the earth, tuning into the plants, the flowers, the fruit, the water, the energy, the skies, the cosmos. All this stuff raises our vibration. Obviously, you might say, duh. Yeah, no problem. It's easy to love the loving frequencies. Now, the key comes in to tracking and releasing and shifting the frequencies that we may get caught up on through the external world or triggers of energies that we may still be holding from our childhood or things that have happened during our life. So for me, those are judgments, triggers. It could be anger. It could be thoughts and feelings of unworthiness. So the key is catch it. Train yourself to notice a trigger, to notice a judgment. Some judgments are very low frequency. They don't trigger you a lot because the ego just is so used to being justified in defending anything that goes against its belief system that judgments are just natural. Judgments are the biggest addiction on the planet, way beyond drugs and alcohol or anything else. We were taught to judge through the process of separation when we came into this dream. Oh, hi, Santina from Spain. Yeah, how nice you're here. So judgments are what I call automatics, judgments and triggers. So they're definitely low vibrational because they come from fear. They come from the need to be right. And this is all ego-based stuff or automatic stuff that's still happening within us from childhood wounds, traumas, or situations that happen to us in our life or relationships. So catching them. So I was talking about walking in two different worlds. It's easy for me to post all the love stuff. I post things to awaken people sometimes. And I'm really looking closely at whether or not I'm going to do that anymore, to post any of the dark stuff that's going on. Because number one, it lowers my vibration. And I don't really know how many people it's waking up. But I do know that that's how I became aware of triggers and things that people were doing in the external hologram. So I'd love to get some feedback on that from people, whether it's beneficial or not, that people still post things around, you know, the lie of vaccine poisoning, fluoride in the water, chemtrails, you know, a lot of these things that we may be aware of, but how did we wake up to them? We kind of had to be exposed to them and question our entire belief systems of what we were taught. And the dark ones have infiltrated school systems. They don't tell us how to think and to question everything. They basically tell kids what to think. And so we've got that. We've got the mainstream media, which is just really sick, dark corporations and many offshoots of that, that are really deceptive, and just blasting us with fear-based separation, drama, the Hollywood movies, you know, and until you can, yeah, Susan's saying, I try very hard to keep my posts positive. Yeah, I wouldn't say that negative posts get more likes. It depends on who's following you. But yeah, the kindness hologram. I'd love to have you post a little bit more about that, Suzanne. Thank you for that. So this is so great about coming together. And, you know, a lot of you may know that I do the 30-day Waking Up in the Dream transformational online experiential journeys, where we do nothing but mirroring. We go through the book, we go through the PowerPoint trainings that I've created every week, and we do this in a very safe room and environment. And one of the things that I'm feeling to do is to possibly do a weekly call that's open to everybody, so they can kind of experience the power of the mirroring process. Because the mirroring process is where people ask questions based on the tools in the book, and the tools in the book, Waking Up in the Dream, are the dismantling process and the process of beginning to be able to see the programs that we were given and that we're still running. So everybody gets to go through their own process during the 30-day course. And this course truly provides aha moments, and it doesn't matter where you're at. You could know a lot. You could have done a lot of dismantling, and also you could be at the beginning stage of waking up. But the beauty is everybody in the group, which is currently limited to 10 people or less, gets a lot of personal time and mirroring. So no matter what somebody brings up on a call, it's beneficial to everybody, because they get to see the dismantling process of these different programs that we're all running. I'm still running programs. I mean, there are so many endless levels of waking up and levels of conscious awareness that I think as long as we're in these bodies and we're still navigating in this hologram until the great shift happens, which is, it's approaching quickly, as long as we're still holding on to any fear, any negativity, any doubt, any self-unworthiness or judgment, the game right now is to get excited about seeing that the energies coming into the planet are going through the roof. You've seen the Schumann resonance, and more people are waking up. So there's so much support for fast tracking what's going on with us. So it's really great. So I'd love to know if I do a weekly, what's going to be a call like this, but everybody's going to get the Zoom link so they can come in to my Zoom room. We'll record it. So it'll all be recorded for replay like this is being done. And then people will be able to ask questions, and I'll take as many questions, and we'll be able to really go deep into these topics instead of you guys just hearing me talk. Because I really love the interaction, you know, that's where we really start breaking through, and everybody gets an opportunity to really benefit from this. So, you know, again, I'll just go over a couple things on the benefits of monitoring, elevating our energetic field. The number one thing that I start off the book with is I talk about the programming, I talk about where we get it from, and then I invite everybody to become the conscious observer. This is what my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, did for us when I was in this very small group back in the early 2000s. And, you know, in the book, I talk about kind of two different types of people. The automatic reactors, which is really kind of what happens before we begin to awaken, because we're given this belief system, and then we've got the ego, and the ego's job is to defend us and protect us. So any information that comes in that goes against our belief system, the ego automatically gets triggered. So we've got thousands and thousands of beliefs, and we're running 50 to 70, 80,000 thoughts a day. Many of them are operating underneath the surface, and we're not catching all of them. Take a sip here. But the ones that we get triggered by, the ego wants to justify it. So every time we have a judgment or a trigger, these are energetic, amplified waveforms. Even though they're invisible, they are a waveform. So think of them as a magnet. So every judgment and every trigger that we have, if we don't catch it and flip it around immediately and stop it, stop that energetic waveform from going out and affecting this vibrating hologram that we call life, guess what's happening? Those judgments and triggers are magnets. Those stories of being abused, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but whenever we talk about our stories and give it energy, if we're reinforcing a low vibrational situation, we're attracting more of it into our life. This is why people end up recreating and attracting the same people in relationships and can't figure out why that story's running. It's so simple when we get it, but we still have the invitation of having to track our frequency every day because we're walking in two worlds. When we close our eyes and we're meditating and we're going, oh my God, I love this body. I'm so happy to be in this dream. How amazing is it that Mother Earth and every single thing in this dream is here for me. It's me creating this dream. It's so wonderful when we wake up to it and we see how it's played. But again, it's backwards. The mirror is backwards, and that's why it trips up so many people. Yeah, I'm glad you get that, Nicole. The waveform, it's a magnet. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out how to present that. A long time. You guys are getting 20 years of me banging my head against the wall. And so, yeah, I'm glad you like that. It makes me very happy to see somebody get an aha moment. 11 people on our call. I love it. So we begin to catch these judgments and triggers, and the process is we feel it because you learn to feel a frequency in your body. Happiness, joy, love, those, we don't need to track those. Those are heart-based frequencies. We want to roll with those as much as possible and stay in that all day long. How many things can you find to be grateful for? How many things can you support other people in and hold space for other people? Give them love, lift them up when they're getting triggered, mirror them gently instead of being triggered and judging them and making them close down on their body because they're feeling the energy of other people's judgments. We learn to be ambassadors of love, and we learn to assist other people in waking up by delivering our words very gently and learning how to speak in a way that doesn't make other people feel attacked. And this just requires a little bit of playing with, and you get it. The more you tune into your frequencies, you can feel how you're speaking to somebody. If you're speaking to somebody, or when we're speaking to somebody with the kindness like we're speaking to a little child, they feel that because we're in our heart. But when we're telling people you're wrong, you need to do this, or we're projecting words like that, they're going to close down because those frequencies, they need to protect themselves from those because they've heard those in other places. And the automatic reaction is to protect themselves from being attacked from judgmental energies. So super, super important and really clear when you get it. So because the ego loves to feed off of lower vibrational frequencies like candy, we want to starve it. We want to let the ego know that it's served us well, and we can let it go. We can have it go sit in the corner now. So again, I'll just wrap it up with this. Become the observer. Know that the dream is backwards. This is why I invite everybody and teach everybody in the courses and everybody that I do one-on-one calls and sessions with to become aware that it's so important to create your day in the morning. To start off with gratitude, first thing. Because if you step 1 foot out of bed before you've given your body love, raised your vibration, smiled, and created your day, those 50 to 80,000 thoughts are going to automatically take over, and you're going to basically run, for the most part, the same program that you may have been running for decades. So first thing, create your day. Go into gratitude. I'm so grateful for this pillow. I'm so grateful for this soft bed, the place where I'm at. Whether you're at the beach, whether you're sleeping in a van, wherever you are, gratitude is going to lift your vibration, and it's going to attract more of this great stuff to you. You getting it? Everything starts from within. The hologram is backwards. If you could write that on your mirror every day, the hologram is backwards. It all begins with me. Don't get tricked. Sure, sometimes a hologram is beautiful. There's loving people everywhere. But as far as creating our reality, the hologram is backwards. It's a reverse mirror. God, I love it. And every judgment and trigger that we have that we don't catch is us stealing from our own bank of happiness. We're never going to get that moment back. Every judgment is us stealing from our own bank of happiness. It's letting the old triggers and programs in the ego win. I wrote a whole chapter on judgment in my book because it's the biggest addiction on the planet currently. And our invitation is to remove this one judgment and one trigger at a time. And as we do this, we are raising the frequency of the planet so beautifully and so brilliantly, and it's speeding up now so incredibly that you can see what's happening. People are waking up left and right. Things are being exposed in the light, and we're doing it. This is a time where we're seeing a lot get exposed, but there's so much incredible light and aha moments, and people's hearts are opening that isn't being televised. That's what we want to focus on. So anchor this in your hearts. Become the observer. I love it. So if you want to drop in a little bit of love to that innate intelligence, those trillions of cells that are serving you unconditionally in every moment. The way I really raise my vibration is I think about these trillions of cells, and that really shows me what unconditional love is. Then I do my best to mirror that when I go out into the world. And then when I'm in the world, guess what the other incredible unconditional love teacher is? It's Mother Earth. It's here for us. We created it with our sovereign divine power. We've actually created this whole entire dream, and we think it's out there and somebody else did it for us. Sure, maybe there's a God, a benevolent one that understands everything, and we had to kind of forget that to come down and play this game. So if you're believing in that, I'm not saying it's not true. Can I define hologram? Oh, okay. I'm glad I saw that. Okay, so I'll do the bowl in a second here, and we can go in and tune in and give our love. Okay, hologram. Everything that we're seeing is vibrating. Everything that we're feeling is a vibration. Every thought, every word, and every emotion is a vibration. These are the building blocks and invisible waveforms that are creating this hologram that's vibrating that we call life. Everything is vibrating. The water, the air, the trees, our bodies, the grass, the earth, people's thoughts, people's celebrations, people's judgments, the food. Everything has a vibration, and that is what I call the hologram, because our thoughts and our words, and then the emotion that we put on those thoughts and words, whether they're high emotions like, yeah, love, joy, gratitude, peace, excitement, or anger, hatred, lack of forgiveness, judgment. Yeah. So all these thoughts and energies are affecting and creating our hologram. So if we don't track and be the observer of what we're projecting onto the hologram, we're running on automatic pilot. And you see so many people doing this that are affected by the two-party voting system, the systems of religion and separation, the mainstream media, which is the #1 brainwashing system that is running fear 24/7. And then once in a while, they'll have a little picture of a happy puppy dog or somebody that got reunited with somebody, one little story out of the hour, and then it's right back to fear, separation, judgment. So, you know, this is what is going to come back to us. Whatever, it's a brilliant setup. Whatever frequencies we are holding and projecting and believing is what's going to show up in our hologram. Pretty simple. And so the other part of this that I want to share before I go is, it took me a long time to figure out that every time I judged something that was truly wrong in the external, pedophilia, the Vatican, satanic worship, poisoning the air, food, water, vaccines, I was actually magnetizing more of that in the hologram. This is why Hollywood and religion in the church, they use all these symbols and they're feeding off of us. It's going on big time right now because of Halloween. But they've got everybody to believe it's really fun to dress up. And so we're actually out there feeding the loosh by doing Halloween. And you can see on Facebook in other media, people are posting pictures of blood and they're really pushing it. The dark ones are really pushing it right now. They're pushing adrenochrome. They're pushing that it's okay for people to go out and teach kids that it's okay to be transgender. And I don't want to get in trouble for this. So it's okay to be whatever you want to be. But there's some really sick stuff going on, and you'll see it. So anyway, to wrap it up, tracking your vibration, the importance and benefits of monitoring and elevating our energetic field, because it's attracting everything that comes in to our dream. You know you're dreaming right now, right? It's not just when you're asleep. You're dreaming right now, and when you get that, you can navigate the dream. So let's start navigating this dream. It's amazing. So I'm going to leave everybody with a lot of things. Thank you, Abby, for tuning in. And if you just caught us, you can go back and watch this. It'll be immediately available on my page. And I've got a ton of other videos on the video section of my Facebook page. And I also have the Waking Up in the Dream Facebook page and the Portal to Awakening YouTube page. Upload as much as I can in the time that I can to do that. So right now, I'm going to finish with giving gratitude to everybody on this call, everybody that'll watch this call, everybody that shares these calls so other people can benefit, have some aha moments. And let's tune into our innate intelligence, those trillions of cells that are loving us unconditionally in every moment, and Mother Earth, who is unconditionally loving us and serving us right now and in every moment. So grateful to have this technology to connect with all of you. I'm so grateful to connect with all of you that come and do the monthly courses, session work, going deeper, the messenger talks that we do, the shares. It's really a beautiful thing that we've created. And the energy just keeps going up, up, and up. So let's keep that going. I hope that frequency isn't freaking out your little speakers on your computer or your phone. If it is, somebody please let me know, and I'll find another way to do it. This is much softer. But I like the continuous one. So thank you again, everybody. It's an honor to connect with all of you. If you have any questions about what I do or the book, actually the book is half price right now on the portaltoawakening.org website until Friday. Also, if you're interested in the next Waking Up in the Dream 30-day transformational experience, it's this times 100. And everybody has access to me for 30 days and beyond. And it's just an incredible, powerful journey. That's listed on the portaltoawakening.org website. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a private message. I do my best to get to all of them. Thank you, Dolores. It's okay on your computer. Thank you, Darla. Much love to you. And yeah, if you have any questions about sessions or the work that I do, please feel free to reach out. And I look forward to connecting with you very soon. Much love to everyone. Have an incredible day.